Hello, hi mates, and welcome to your YouTube channel Speak Of with Sahil. I hope you all are doing amazing and keep learning something. Because India, children is the future of nation, but China thinks differently. They think preparing kids for a war is the best way to make them disciplinarian and divert their minds from gaming and GFBF drama. Oh, really? Yes, that's what China has done recently in the Guardian Weekly News magazine. I read this article that made me shocked. Absolutely, that made me very shocked. So thought, and I thought like I must make a video on this. China is one of the most grown and notorious countries as well, and where some of us hate China because of their eating habits and because of spreading COVID around the world, and some of them have envied them because of their features, electric vehicles target, manufacturing ideology, and best business techniques. So if you end up liking this video, then don't forget to press the subscribe button and hit the bell icon. Share it with your loved ones. Don't skip this video because half learning is dangerous. So recently I have seen a video about like China, and that was a school in China where people were having a toy gun on their hands. Especially these are very small kids, and some of them were wearing like war helmets. Some of them were carrying this, like shield on their hands. Some of them were, like carrying guns like AK-47. All of them were replica guns. None of them were real. But still, look at that. What the teachers are putting into their mind. First of all, they're putting into their mind that this is militarism. This is nationalism. That you have to be a nationalist. You need to be a patriot towards your country, and you need to love your country a lot. So is it only one way to, like, is it only one way to just teach your children or students like that you have to hold a relic gun? Just why? Because you are like under 15 and you need to prepare yourself in advance to fight enemies in the border or somewhere. And look at the age of these kids. They are just 15, and in this age they're supposed to hold pencils, they are supposed to hold notebooks and school like exam papers. Then what they are holding exactly from their hands? They are holding guns, they are holding some kind of, you can say, weaponry that is like absolutely ridiculous. All of them were just carrying some weapons. So recently the Guardian also said something like, we will create a strong atmosphere of national defense educations, carry outreach and colorful activities, cultivate student patriotism, love for the army and organizational discipline, and cultivate their ambitions to build and defend the motherland. That's what the educational minister and the people were talking in China. So the elementary school is among the thousands designated as model schools for national defense education's part of China, boost to increase military awareness and skills from a younger and younger age. So they have named it, that's what they call model schools. And if you would go into these model schools, if you send your children into this model schools, the first thing you would find that they will teach you how to defend yourselves, and then how do you need to build this militarism, or you can say desire and enthusiasm inside of you, so that you can defend your country in a time. And actually there was a picture in 2020 when children in red army uniform on national day, and they are practicing some martial arts or something. And even I have seen some of the videos where teachers way are amazing, like of teaching, their ways are amazing to teach students to make them understand about a certain subject, which is amazing. So I literally believe that China is doing amazing. I have nothing against Chinese people, but what I believe, like the policy, some of the policies of China which are very bad. For example, like there is no woman who can raise their voice against their rights. For example, there is no feminism you can see in China, because once I read about it, like there was a one girl who purchased a t-shirt where it was just clearly written that freedom of women, and like freedom of women or something, and she got arrested by the Chinese police, and she was being held in jail for approximately 2 or 3 nights. And later that also sparked a protest. But it doesn't matter at all whether you are protesting in China. Nobody's going to listen to you. Whatever you are doing, nobody cares about it. That was the main concern, and that is the main subject that I was willing to talk. So more designations announced most designations are announced in January by the Ministry of Education and the Central Military Commissions almost double the number of model schools. They are likely to be followed by legal changes extending mandated training for students under 15, a bill proposing amendments of National Defense Education Law. So what is it? So let's me tell you what is it. So the amendments make more prescriptive what was previously a guide, emphasizing the need for basic military training in high schools and territory and institution as well, and allowing it to be extended to younger students for the first time. All state like organs and armed forces, all political parties and public groups, all enterprises and institutions, and like grassroots self-government organization of a mass character shall, in light of their specific conditions, organize national defense education in their respective regions, departments and units, the draft said. So even Xi Jinping said recently in a conversation like China losing its masculinity. I think maybe he's quite upset of upset just being outmaneuvered by India in the terms of population, and that's why he was quite like little bit upset about it, and that's why he said like he is saying that declining masculinity in China. So actually China-based analysts have also told media the ruling Chinese Communist Party CCP is learning from the Ukraine war and the potential demand for urgent mass mobilization. Increasing militarism under Xi Jinping has raised the risk of conflict or hostilities like with other countries, particularly over Taiwan. So somehow they were just imagining like, or maybe these kids are being prepared to just take over Taiwan in the future, and that's why things are going on. So the defense ministry said in September 2023 the primary and secondary schools across the country had begun the new school year with defense education lesson, but it's not clear if they are improving recruitment, and China's censorship culture makes it almost impossible to survey their impact on general opinion. So look at that. Even 2023 the defense minister clearly said like we have initiated and inaugurated a new lessons we call like self-defense lesson, or the lessons of military, and they made these things under the governments of defense into many organizations. I named it already. So it's important to put together the different pieces of the broader ambitions. That's what actually Kazi Drinhuasan, head of the Mercator Institute for China, said. And he studies a research program on Chinese policy, said military education was just one aspect of a campaign to boost CCP strength at a time of multiple challenges, including economic downturn and sporadic social unrest, and many more stuff. So the first thing that we have to understand, there is renewed focus on military training and creating identity and buy-in from the broader population on what the military does, which also serves to build internal cohesion when the party needs to find new sources of social and political legitimacy, cohesion, because the economy isn't doing it anymore. So I don't think so that's a really great way to just train your children for war or something. And I'm literally shocked about the parents who send their children into their schools and something, but I can't literally say anything about Xi Jinping because he's the person who puts his own name in Chinese constitution. That person can do anything, and even the high officials did not say anything against this guy because they don't want to get their heads blown by this particular individual. So look at these people, how they are being trained. I am not saying that if they were if they had been implemented, or if they had been initiated, or you can say put it in a curriculum, it's a karate or self-defense, I would have been so happy seeing it. But preparing them for a battle, preparing them for a war, just because Xi Jinping is quite obsessed with Taiwan, because China wants to take over Taiwan, it is absolutely ridiculous. And I believe they could have taught them different stuff. They could have taught men self-defense, karate, martial art, taekwondo. There are many things to be taught. But what did they choose? They had chosen to let them hold guns, let them hold knives, let them hold spatty, let them hold many more stuff on their hands. So I think the kids are supposed to have pens on their hands instead of getting all of these things. So this is what China is doing. So I would like to have your opinion on this subject as well. So if you literally like and ending up liking this video, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I would say thank you very much for stopping by. Hit the subscribe button right now, and thank you for joining me. Take care.